Oh, is it on the nationwide airwaves?
Man, he was.
He really was. You missed out.
How long?
How long was he? Was he doing it?
Yeah.
Years.
Oh wow.
Oh man.
Years.
Who's the guy who used to do on top 40 countdown on on Sunday or something like that? Yeah. Longer than him?
No. You didn't. He didn't have the longevity of Casey.
That's a little silly to say that.
Yeah, I mean that's like going. How long did he live?
Hey,
I'm
just saying. I bet you can't do a good Casey Kasem voice.
Hi, I'm Casey Kasem. No, I can't. You can't.
It was close. It's close. Practice.
Like Shaggy.
I think Game God could. Let's hear it, Game God. What you got?
Yeah, come on. What you got, Game God? Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Casey Kasem.
All right.
So you sound like Game God.
Sound like Shaggy.
Do
Shaggy.
Hi, I'm Casey Kasem.
No. Do Shaggy as Shaggy. Do Shaggy.
Boom, 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 down.
And this is what we should be charging for.
Wait a minute. This is what I'm asking because this is important. You can do Shaggy. No, you do. Go ahead. You do it. Now
I can't do Shaggy.
Try it.
Jinkies. Wow, yeah, it was so good. I blew him away.
Yeah, okay.
Oh
man.
Informer.
Sorry good. All right, so you can't do Shaggy. Come on.
No, I can't do Shaggy. Man, listen, I can't do any voices.
Yeah,
I can barely do my own voice.
What are you talking about?
I can't do my own voice.
Show me.
I don't know how.
There you go. You're getting it.
Yeah. So I want to, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Perfect. I love it. Hey, I got something to show you guys. I got a little show and tell for you. Anybody have any before I show mine? Because mine's gonna trump everything else that you guys do. I'm just making.
No, I'm passing on this week.
You passing?
I'm passing this week.
I don't have any.
I didn't get anything.
Listen, if you show all your good stuff this week, I might have some next week.
This is something new.
New. You know what? I do got something.
Okay. All right.
I got
show me.
Hey, before everybody else got it.
Oh, that's not even right. That's not even right.
Oh man.
Hey.
Don't believe me? Hey, Gigi, I got some show and tell too. Hold on, wait.
I got it all.
That's not even right. You guys are ridiculous. All right. Now
I won't show you the zero. I don't want to make people jealous.
No, don't do it. I see your collection of helmets back there. All right. So let's take a look at this. So this is, first of all, let me close out any audio that might come through the speakers here.
Yeah, he's gonna share a screen. This is what I'm getting.
I don't want the police officers to come whoop whoop right up in here as I have the all right. So I should probably do this on the podcast just because it's so much fun. But I got something to show you.
All right. Let's see what he got.
This is I'm going to show you I'm going to show you a couple things.
Oh, that's man.
That's
hey, we've upgraded from one to a couple. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I love it. Show me what you got.
Yeah. So take a look at this. This is a pretty cool. So this is a little LED. It's an LED neon clock and wireless charger.
Before you show us, hey, Magic Mike, he went into the trunk.
No. But it's made by this company called Lumi. All right. And or maybe that's the name of the title of this, whatever this is. So this is Lumi, right? You see there how this is like old school, like, so it has like 0 to 9 in the back, every single one.
Oh, okay, I see that. Yeah.
And so it'll display whatever it is,
almost like the tubes.
Yeah. Yes, like the tubes. Yes,
yeah.
This is a newer version, so it's LED, and you just see it, and you see through it. And I have it hooked up right here. I'd like to pull it out and show you.
I don't believe you pulled anything out of a box and you.
Yeah, hey, shake the box.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it says 915 right at 09.
I can make that up too.
See it? That's it's
okay. It is empty. It is empty. You just shake it pretty rough there.
It's the only thing left is a tie that took on the USB-C cable. Anyway, pretty cool.
Just because the box is empty, though, I don't say I believe you.
Multi-level dimming, USB-A, USB-C charging ports. So it has external ports, has 2 of those. 12-hour, 24-hour clock, and RGB LED. So it's very cool. Very cool.
Using 24 or 12?
Right now I'm using 12.
Okay, you said 9. That's right. You did say 9. Okay.
Yeah. So pretty cool. That's that. All right. This is the piece. All right.
Let's see it.
I want you guys now. I want you to really sit back here. You see what's in my hand here? This little this is a little lightsaber, right? Yeah, it's mostly plastic. No metal really. Not that you have any metal in it. And by the way, you can kind of see that, kind of see the little emitter thing here at the end. We'll see the blade. It's got some sound. I'm just going to do it here, but more importantly, automatically extend, right?
Wow.
Right. And then if I really want to,
wow.
How about that? How about that?
Awesome.
That's
awesome.
Listen, we can all say we don't have anything like that. So I mean, we all have lightsabers, but none of them.
This is an interesting thing. This is a power blade. This isn't even a lightsaber, but it says it looks like a lightsaber. Power blade.
Power saber.
I found this at Target, and it's $60 for this.
Oh,
yeah,
$60.
Might as well call it a lightsaber.
Yeah, I know. But the coolest thing is that it auto extracts and destracts, or
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, extends and
does it change color? Can you change the color? Or is it red? It's just red.
It's just red. It's just red. But
So
very cool.
The right color. Just want to make sure.
Yeah, for the bad guys. But it does have some some sounds, and it has an on-off button right here, so you can hear that. Oh, it's an Android.
Is it rechargeable?
No, takes AA's, 4 AA.
I would have jacked it up to $100 if it was.
Yeah, I think we could probably put a port in it and do it. But yeah, so
I mean that's super cool. That is super cool.
3D.
Yeah, it's 3D. Yeah, we're doing 3D.
That is super
That
cool.
is awesome.
Now, the question I'm going to ask you, Moose, is it worth $60? I mean, that's cool.
Man,
that's pretty cool. I'm worth $60 on that one, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Don't even try it, Game Guy. You paying like $9.99. Don't even try it.
No, I'm actually gonna look for it next. See if I find it.
That's
was that. Awesome. I imagine that was the only color because he would have had both.
It was the only color, and it comes with a cool.
Oh, look at that!
Nice.
Yeah, it comes with a nice little stand here that it attaches and goes into. So very cool.
It wasn't for the stand. You kidding me?
Is it a major toy manufacturer, or is it?
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna say no. And the reason the reason I'm gonna say no is because it's called a power saber.
Yeah, that's
I
very
can't read
surprising.
the boxes over there.
But it's very surprising that first of all, that a major toy distributor didn't come out with something like that.
How long has it been? Because I would have killed for this as a kid.
Oh my goodness!
Right?
I bet you your kids are trying to kill you for it.
Yeah, of course. All kids are everywhere in the world are killing for this.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Hey, you only want one?
I only got one. Man. $60. Come on, $60.
Hey,
hey,
Magic Mike. I bet you when he picked it up, right? He picked it. Oh man, it's cool. Oh man, it's only $60. I'll take it. That's exactly what he said.
Hey, Game Guy, this is what's happened. That's the one he's showing us. The one he did take out of the box.
You're right. Yeah. You know what? I totally missed that because he never takes anything out the box. So the fact that
I had to show this. I mean,
that's why you got two of them.
Yeah. Listen, Moose, we know you better than that.
First of all, Moose. Don't ever tell me.
all night long.
All night.
Boom, 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 bam.
All right. Anyway,
you want any files with that?
All right. You got to catch the pregame for everybody who isn't in the chat room. You gotta be there.
Oh right. Man!
Should we get this party started?
Yeah, let's get it done quickly.
Right.
If I could disappear right now,
I dare you.
No, I'm not doing it.
I dare you.
No, all right, here we go.
I wasn't good enough, Magic.
No. All right, let's let's get it started. Let me make sure I'm on the right screen here for the rest of this. Yeah, I am. All night long of this podcast is going to last. No, actually, it's only going to last about 45 minutes. So what are we going to talk about? Dune Prophecy. We're going to talk a little Wolverine, a little Batman animated, and a little Game Informer. Anything else that might come up? And we always do an intro first.
According to Wikipedia, a nerd is a person seen as overly intellectual, obsessive, introverted, or lacking social skills. Many so-called nerds are described as being shy, quirky, pedantic, and unattractive. We're here to prove Wikipedia right.
Oh, look who they let in.
This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. If it's fantasy, sci-fi, gaming, movies, interviews, we're talking about it. We're talking about it. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, and here's your host, Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike.
Welcome to Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Episode number 442. If you're joining us live on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you find your live streaming chat, thanks for joining us. Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., we talk about all this goodness. So be prepared to join us, participate, and listen, because that's what we do. All right, Game God, what do you have for us?
Listen, I want you to know I was Googling that Power Saber for those who wasn't on. I'm going to pick up one of those bad boys. I'm gonna have one.
Yeah, very cool. I picked up. We did a little show and tell prior to the podcast, where, as we always do, we do a little, because you can see this, you can listen to this podcast, but you can also see it live as we actually do the recording, because we don't do any editing. This is straight on, right out of the box. And prior to doing the recording piece, which you're hearing right now on the podcast, we go live and we do a lot of stuff behind the scenes. So you can join us for that and participate. We could do a little show and tell every other week, or maybe even every week in some cases. And we talk about whatever. So anyway, yeah, Power Saber. It's a lightsaber that extends and retracts all on its own.
It's awesome. I didn't think there would be a lightsaber that I would be a little bit more excited than Disney. That was actually pretty cool.
So it's only
the price point was pretty.
Yeah, only $60. You can't beat that.
Yeah, don't say it too loud. They might increase the price.
$89.99. Let's see. So we got some fun stuff to talk about. I think Magic Mike, there was something that you wanted to bring up last week that I said, save that for the podcast. We'll talk about it. And I can't remember what it was. Do you remember what it was?
I do not remember what it was.
Okay.
I don't. But I do have something else to talk about.
Okay. All right.
Because I want to, it's a piece about Wolverine, because, obviously he's back in the screen again as Wolverine. But even before I get to that, I want to just prove something to Game God, because Ryan Reynolds came out recently and he talked about Gambit. He talked about I'm talking like Game God now. He talked about Channing Tatum playing Gambit, and he said that he was meant for that role, and he hopes that more comes out. So I think we might see something in the future from that, especially with that kind of backing. But so what I want to do with Wolverine piece is I didn't know they had this many movies, by the way, but there's a list of his top 10 movies. And I know
who's top 10 movies?
Wolverine's.
Okay.
I didn't think there was 10. It's more than 10?
Well, I don't know if there's more than 10, but I know there's 10.
Wait a minute. I'm confused. So are you saying the character Wolverine's top 10 movies?
Yes, the character Wolverine's top 10 movies. Not Hugh Jackman, the character Wolverine.
Okay. All right.
So I didn't know. This is news to me. I'm going to sit back and relax.
So Moose, Game God's going to go first. I want you to list your top 5. And then I want, or at least top 3. At least top 3. And then Moose is going to list his top 3, because I think he's the Wolverine expert here. And I'm curious. And then
I'm glad that he got that title, not me.
Oh no, I was confused. I thought you meant it's top 10 Wolverine's movies. I thought you were talking about the characters had come up with his own top 10 list.
Oh no. The
you're
ones
talking about. You want my top 10 of the top 3.
Well, top 3.
I came across this top 10 list, so
I see.
with that, that's where I want to go with it.
I said, so I'm going first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with the original X-Men, the very, very first one, as the number 1. Number 2, I'm gonna go with First Class.
Okay.
And then number 3, I'm gonna go with Logan, his last movie.
Well, that was too fast. Okay,
you got one out of your top 3 there in the top.
Okay.
According to this site.
All right, so this is okay. So I'm just gonna put. Let me make sure I have the names right, because that'll make all the difference for me.
Yes, it will. You don't want to confuse 2 and 3.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to understand what.
I mean, this I didn't. Listen, this is news to me. I didn't realize there were that many.
Well, that's crazy. All right.
Yeah.
And how much he made? No, just
how much did he make?
No, I'm just saying how much he made. Like joking around. How much he made?
What give me. Where can I find the list of how many are there?
So I don't.
Every movie that Wolverine's been in, or
correct. So it's gonna be all the movies that he's been in as Wolverine.
Right. That makes sense. All right. Oh man. Geez.
So even with 10, you're gonna list the 3 that you could think of right off the bat, because I think that you would know those.
I see them here. I got it up here, Moose.
All right. Which 3 did you pick?
So I picked the very first X-Men.
Okay.
Right. So what would be the name of that?
X-Men.
X-Men, yeah. And I put X-Men First Class.
Yep. Yes, you did.
And then I picked Logan.
You picked Logan.
X-Men First Class.
Yes.
For Wolverine being in it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
So do you need the names?
He had a cameo in that one, didn't he? It wasn't even wasn't that the cameo he had?
It might have been. I
don't think he was in that.
He was in it for a little bit, actually.
Yeah, he was.
He was?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, you're right, because he had what's her name in it?
Yes.
Yeah, what's her what's her name? You know that girl. What was it?
Yes.
The Mystique, isn't it?
Yeah. What's her name?
I don't remember her name.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Or Hunger Games. I was going to call it.
Yeah, Hunger Games was in it. So
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games.
Like, what's her name? All right, boy. Top 3 movies. I'm gonna have to go. I would probably say, even though it probably wasn't the best, I would probably say the Wolverine as being number 2. Logan, even though that probably wasn't the best, I'm gonna say that was number 1. X-Men Origin Wolverine was probably 3. So I'm gonna say the Wolverine, Logan, and X-Men Origins Wolverine, minus Deadpool and Wolverine. That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Minus. What do you mean by minus Deadpool?
Well, I'm saying that would be number 1 if you had to pick a Wolverine movie.
Yeah.
So that would overtake all, any of that.
If I remember correctly, is the Wolverine the one where it was like Japan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And so so I don't know how did I list X-Men Wolverine Origins Wolverine? That's what I picked number 1 as.
Yes.
Wolverine.
You could probably roll the dice on a couple of those. So anyway,
okay,
I'd go.
So I'm gonna go about down the list here. We'll go quickly, and you guys are gonna debate it. Obviously, Moose will. But I can tell you this. I'll give you this hint, and that is, or not a hint, but I'll give you straight up, because both you guys were right there. But Logan is listed as number 1.
Okay. Yeah, I figured it would be.
Okay. So number 10 is X-Men Apocalypse. I think we can probably all agree with that.
Yeah, you just go on. Just keep on
keep rolling.
Number 9 is X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Okay.
At number 9. Number 10 is X-Men, or number 8 is X-Men First Class.
Okay. Wow, really?
Yeah. X-Men, number 7 is X-Men Last Stand. 6 is the Wolverine.
Wow.
5 is X-Men. That's the first one.
Yeah, the middle of the pack.
4 is X2.
Really?
Yeah. 3 is Days of Future Past.
I don't see the.
Yeah, keep going.
Well, you listed it, Game God, in your top 3. So, and
Future
then,
Past? I didn't.
Yes, I did.
You didn't say that.
No, I didn't say Future Past.
What'd you say?
I said
Original.
First Class.
First
Class. Okay. And then number 2 is Deadpool and Wolverine.
Really? So Logan better than Deadpool Wolverine? That first of all, that list is bogus. I just want you to know that's a bogus.
So
list.
that would go at the top of my list, and then which one would have fallen off? The Wolverine, I think, would have fallen off.
The Wolverine or the Origin, whichever one, because you picked those two.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, I want to go first here for a second. I think the movies themselves have to play in terms of the actual Wolverine character, right? So I don't know. I like the Wolverine. I forgot about that one, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah,
I did like that one. It was a different take on him. And so I did appreciate that movie. He was also in Dark Phoenix. That didn't make the list.
Yes. Yeah, he did not.
Yeah, so he was in Dark Phoenix. But man, X2, I don't remember him being that good in X2. Is it because he was in a different costume or something like that?
Yeah, it was like the Matrix costume. It was all black, you know.
Yeah, it was.
So, Logan, I thought Logan had like probably the best story.
Yeah, had the best depth for Wolverine story. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but so if you, I don't know what we're judging these by. I'm just my personal opinion, but I think for the action and all around just everything that encompasses Wolverine, I think you have to go with Deadpool versus Wolverine. I think that's
have to,
because not only do you get the Wolverine that was the main character Wolverine, but you had every other Wolverine in it.
Yeah.
So so
that is it. Actually, remember that's one of the favorite parts about the movie.
Yeah,
it was just great.
Well, and I would agree. I think Deadpool and Wolverine, but I think it just edges out Logan because of the story piece of itself with Logan
or Wolverine, right? Because he was still deep in even the Deadpool Wolverine movie. He was still had depth.
Yes,
which is actually an incredible, in that type of a role in that type of a movie.
Yeah, and as I think about these movies in general, I'm just trying to think of Wolverine in his as Wolverine. I can't think of a bad scene that he's in. I really can't. And that's what makes it interesting in this conversation, because when you think about the movies, you can say, okay, yeah, there's this, but in his individual scenes, even though with some of them, they're less than some of the other ones, I just can't think of a bad scene that he's in.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're just talking about Wolverine, Logan, he's just a character that I don't think you can put him in a bad scene, right? You can put people around him that are bad, but you can't put him in a bad scene.
I mean, I can see the Days of Future Past piece. I mean, I get that because he goes into the past. He's looking for, like, he is. They use him as the catalyst, and I think you have to in all these pieces in all these movies that Wolverine is the catalyst. I mean, he is like Deadpool Wolverine said. He is the X-Man. I mean, that's what he is.
Yeah,
he embodies that. By the way, that part of that movie where he's on the X, he's in these kind of tied up on the X. Of course, that was straight out of the comics, and I still
wasn't that from Days of the Future Past?
I don't think so.
In the comics, go ahead.
But I have that comic on the wall here in the podcast studio, and I have the original artwork from the comic book.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I should probably sell that now.
You probably should. Well, I was reading somewhere else that there's a list of comic book series or specific issues that have gone up in price, and most of them have to do with X-Men and Wolverine. Even if you think about the
X-Men, that's the issue.
Yeah. Okay. Even in the Last Stand, if you think about that, because I was trying to remember some of these scenes, and at the end when he is overpowering, Jean Grey or Dark Phoenix, even that you're like, that was a great, of all the movie, you think that was the best scene in the movie.
Yeah. What did you say, Game God? What was it called?
It was the Uncanny X-Men issue 251.
Yeah, but it didn't have a name
though. Fever Dream.
Oh, I meant the title, but I have it. It's over here. I can't see it, and I don't look at it every day. So
I was just reading real quick the storyline. Man, this was actually a good issue, man. This was a massacre of mutants
But the iconic scene of him on that X, that's the piece that I have the original artwork of.
Who drew it? Do you remember who drew it?
Pencils? I want to say it's Sylvester.
You're right.
Mark Silvestri.
Mark Silvestri. Very
good. Yeah. He's so I have that whole piece right there next to the next to the comic framed.
And to make even Wolverine even more special, do y'all remember when the X-Men, the first one came out? What year it was?
Ooh,
Don't look it up, Game Guy.
I do. Let's see. I'm going to say that was 98, 99. One of the
Game Guy, you have a guess?
Oh, I would say 2000.
So it was 2000.
Was it?
So it was 2000. But
I thought X2 was 2000 because of the black suits.
Well, here's the deal. There's two X2s. There's X2 X-Men United, and then there's X2. So there was two X2s. So
X2 is.
Oh, I have it pulled up here.
I don't remember that.
X2 X-Men United is what it's called. That's the one where it was the assassinate the president.
Yeah, that's X2. That's the same movie.
I actually thought I actually thought that was one of the best opening scenes of any X-Men movie, though. That I give that the best.
Oh yeah, with the Nightcrawler scene.
Yeah, that was a great one.
I actually saw that in the theaters, by the way.
I did too, and that was a phenomenal opening.
Yeah, when you got to see Nightcrawler. But the point is that from 2000 to 2024, we've had one Wolverine, and it's Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
All this time, and you have, like I said, I don't think there's been a bad scene that Wolverine's been in.
I mean, he looks the same except for Logan because he had to be old, but he looked the same throughout all of them. And the question, I think I got a better question just to finish off the Wolverine topic here. What was the best Wolverine costume or character? Which one do you lean to? Obviously you got a couple of different ones, and you saw it in the Deadpool Wolverine movie, some of them. So which one do you find
from the comics or from the movies?
From the comics, because the movies were all pretty similar.
Comics.
And just to kind of help you out, you have the blue and yellow outfit. You have the brown and yellow outfit.
That's my second favorite. I think the brown and yellow is my first favorite. This is me personally. I do like the blue and yellow though.
The blue and yellow is definitely my favorite. That's why it was so exciting when I saw it and when I saw him pull over his hood in
cowl.
Yep.
So I mean he's obviously, since Wolverine been around forever, he's got quite a few different ones. There's one that's very similar to the X-Force outfit. Like it's like a blue and yellow stripe down this way.
Yeah.
I mean, if you looked I don't think there's really an outfit in the comic books that's bad, right? That's bad. But I think the brown and yellow is the most iconic.
That's the most iconic. But that to me is the one that I see Wolverine as. Now, this is what he appeared as when he first appeared. This is Wolverine's outfit when he was in taking on the Hulk, and the Hulk was fighting Wendigo, I think it was. Anyway, that's an iconic outfit to me, but probably my third favorite. And
really?
All of them. Yeah, I like it, but the face doesn't look like Wolverine, but that's Wolverine. That's the first appearance, and so that to me is kind of cool.
That is cool. I agree. I think the brown and yellow for me is the most iconic, but I do like him in the X-Force costume because I think it's underutilized. So it was a cool. But yeah, anyway, just on the Wolverine piece, I thought that was pretty.
All right, cool. All right. Next up, we have how about you guys? Did you see the new Batman animated on what is it? Amazon?
Yep, it's on Prime.
Yeah. Did you?
Which is surprising.
I haven't seen it yet.
Well, imagine Mike. You said it's surprising, and Moose, shame on you for not seeing it yet. But you say it's surprising. I think this day Prime is just swallowing up all the programming at this point.
Yeah.
So I did catch it. It came out on August 1st. And I was it just came up on my banner. I was like, oh, it's out. Right. So right away, because Batman's Batman and it's an animated, and I'm like, okay, we got to give it a chance. I threw it on right away. 25-minute episodes. So classic, regular 30-minute cartoon episode with commercials. And here's the very first thing I seen. Man, the artwork in this is so good. It reminds me.
Is it hand drawn or is it all?
It's hand drawn.
Is it?
I mean, at least to me, it looks hand drawn. If it's computer, it looks hand drawn. But it looks like the animated series drawing.
Interesting.
So right off the bat, that pulls you in, right? The second thing that pulls me in is right off the bat is there's no origin story or anything like that. It just jumps right into an episode. Like so much so that I had to be like, is this the first episode? Did I miss a couple? But it was the first episode. So those were two things that come up. So before I give any more, I want to give Magic Mike a chance to jump in here.
Well, you said that the best parts about it, which is the animation piece, is incredible. You feel like you're watching Batman the animated series as you sit down and you see this animation come up. I love that part about it. Beyond that, there's not a lot more to it, in my opinion. And matter of fact, and Moose, I don't know how much you want us to go into this, but there's a particular character in this episode specifically that there's a couple of them actually, but I'll speak to the one I want to, Game because I know you have another one. But there was one that it just doesn't, they don't do it right. They play this guy as he is already somebody that he's not. Moose, do you mind if I say who we're talking about?
You're not going to spoil it. I mean, I understand Batman's story.
Yeah, you do. So Two-Face is in it, and they make him out to be a bad guy before he's the attorney. And so you're like, well, so is this the bad Harvey Dent, or is this the good? And so where are they going to go from this? Because they already make him to be a bad guy, and I think it's a horrible storyline for him because you can't go anywhere from there.
Yeah, I agree with you, Magic Mike. I thought that the Harvey Dent coming in as just a shadowy character. I mean, there's foreshadowing of the coin, like he mentions the coin. He does a coin flip, and he already shows that it's two heads. Like that's ridiculous. So that's a bad decision there. What do you think about Batman's voice? Because I know we talked about this before the show.
Yeah.
So how did you feel about Batman's voice, Magic Mike?
It wasn't bad.
Okay.
What else to say to that? Because it's not.
He said it wasn't bad. As I watched it, and I don't know if it's because it was the artwork and all that stuff, I didn't feel like it was different. Like I actually, it almost to me, until I realized that it's not Conroy's voice, right? I was like, oh man, did they get his voice before he, Oh,
come on.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Now, with that being said, it's Batman, so he doesn't have a ton of Batman lines, right? So he does his one-liners and stuff like that. Tell me who it is. Who's funding you? Stuff like that. But I thought the voice was passable, if not okay. Right. So that's that piece. But you mentioned Harvey Dent. I've seen a couple episodes, and and Harley Quinn or the Doctor is in it. Dr. Q something, I can't pronounce her last name. And this one for me had me kind of blinking my eyes a little bit. She just doesn't look like the Harley Quinn or the Doctor that I'm used to seeing from the animated series. So I know there was some creative liberties with this show, and sometimes you walk a really thin line when you start to get really
spit it out, Game God. Come on, you're dancing in circles here.
Listen, it just made it hard for me to really get engulfed into Batman with some of the changes they made to some of the characters. And that's the part I have difficulty with, so much so that I think I stopped watching it after the 4th episode and wasn't really looking to finish it off.
Wow. Yeah, I did not know that. How about that? Well, I kind of got, if you scroll social media at all, you get to see some of these stills and memes and things. And you try to keep flying by it going, I don't want to see anything just yet. So it's very difficult because you're trying not to spoil anything. You don't want to be spoiled by something that you want to watch. So if you don't see it right away, some spoiler is going to come out about it. And so I know there are some changes that, to inside of the character piece. I'm not always happy, as you guys know. I'm not always happy when production companies decide that, we're going to make changes to this character. I think very, very, very few times does it really, really, really work, or even really work for that matter.
Yeah, you're right.
And
I mean, it is. Why would you change characters that are just like staples and foundations and just change it? So that's the piece there. And in the first 3 episodes, you already see 3 villains. So there's a different villain each episode. So they're I don't know if they're speed rushing to get all the villains out to really put just a whole library of bad guys for Batman. But I mean, it's just if you can get past the changes of some of the characters, and I'm not just talking about background characters, I'm talking about some key characters, then you'll like it. I struggle with that. And by the way, I got tomato meter scores. So on the tomato meter score, just to let you know, they gave it a 97.
Wow.
And the audience gave it a 60.
There you go.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Again, the audience just saying it's just not. That's interesting.
When are they going to figure this out?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
No, well, and on that note, I will say this, and I'll leave it with this because I don't want to go into the article. But Kevin Feige came out and said that he's changing things because of the direction of going off with these smaller characters, trying to make them something they're not, and bringing back the characters that we know. And so I think he's onto something there, and hopefully we're going to see the comeback.
Well, talk about comeback then, if that's what you want to go with. Last week we talked about San Diego Comic-Con and some of the announcements they made, and the big announcement with RDJ is Dr. Doom. If you haven't seen that, spoiler alert, too late. I told you. But I remember asking in that particular episode, how much do you think RDJ is getting paid to come back and do his role?
How much was he making as Iron Man? Was it like 200 million or something like that?
I think it was 50 million per movie.
You want any fives with that?
I don't know. So if we had to go, are we saying total or per movie?
Per movie. I got a total too. But
it's just per movie.
Per movie.
Okay. I think they pay him more as Dr. Doom than Iron Man. And maybe I'm wrong there. But the reason I say that is to get him back. How much is he going to take? It's like, well, so I say 60. If they're paying him 50, 50 before, I say they're giving him 60.
60.
Yeah.
Man, Moose, I don't want to.
Might be higher because they don't even know if they're going to go more, long term here.
60.
I don't want to agree with you, Moose. I really don't, because I think it's a lesser role. And so I could see it being less money, but I think you're right. I think they got to get him back, and I think they've already listed 2 movies. And he's going to be, he's, even though Fantastic Four is going to come out before Doomsday, that he's going to have some kind of scene in it. You just know it's going to bring it up. And so I think you're right. I think it is more. I think it's probably 60, 65 million. Yeah. And I don't want to agree with that, but I think you're right.
All right, listen, those are all really good, educated guesses, and that's where they're going to stay as guesses, because MCU said, you know what, we're going to give you 79 million.
Ooh,
wow,
man!
Wait a minute. Did I say it was done? I didn't say it was done. 79 million with additional performance escalators that will give him a piece of the box office revenue.
Oh wow!
So
he knows. See, and this is what San Diego showed, is that when he came out, there's a lot of fanfare, of course. So people are going to say, "Oh, it's RJ, yeah!" Scream and shout and cry. But at this time, they're saying, "Yes, we love him as an actor. We accept him as a bad guy role." That's interesting. That's really interesting.
Well, and so what's even more interesting, right? So you look at this. He made over the last 4 Avengers film, as well as a cameo in the Incredible Hulk, Spider-Man: Homecoming, and Captain America: Civil War, right? So that's 7 films in total, 3 cameos, 4 he started in. He made $512 million.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
What's he doing with his money?
I don't know. Hey, listen, he's really Iron Man is what he's done with his money. Well, see, and my concern is going back to Dr. Doom, because of what they're going to pay him. Is the bad guy going to overshadow the good guys? Are they going to have to make him be that character?
He's going to have to. He's going to have to bring. Listen, at 70 plus million plus box office revenue, my expectation is going to be, you got to make this a game changer. If Endgame and Infinity War was top of your game, man, and you got paid whatever he got paid back then for it, this has got you. He's basically trying to revive the MCU. They put it on his shoulders.
We're going to be the Avengers in it, because it's Avengers Doomsday.
Well, that's a good question. I don't have the answer to that.
Well, I know we don't.
Bring back Thor. Bring back Doctor Strange. Bring back those guys. So here's a spin-off question to that. So obviously back in 2015 and 2016, he was 2014, 2015, he was the top paid actor at the time, right?
Mhm.
He was top paid. Now, 2007, there's a bunch of actors in between that and then, but if you had to think of one actor within the time period that RDJ was no longer top paid actor and now, who would you name that took that spot? Who would you think took that spot? And I'm giving you a big window, so give you an opportunity to.
I mean, I don't know if this goes anywhere, but The Rock is who I would think that took the spot for the top paid actor.
You're right, and
Yeah,
he took it for 4 years.
Yeah.
Three years in a row. So interesting. So people are willing to pay for some action heroes, and see them. So it'd be interesting to see where RDJ goes with this. I'd like to see if he can really pull it off.
Well, I hope he does. I hope he does. My thoughts and
Listen,
all right.
what so hopefully he pulls that off. I want to know if Disney Plus pulls this off. Do you know Disney Plus is going to do another price increase?
What are we paying now for Disney Plus? Anybody?
Who knows? Who knows?
Did Netflix just increase their
Netflix is listen, I think I'm paying close to $30 for Netflix right now.
Oh my goodness.
Moose, don't look at yours. I think it's about
I'm
the same.
afraid. I'm afraid of looking at mine.
Hey, so 2019 is when Disney Plus was announced. And when we got it for $8 a month, and we got it for Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN. Remember, it was a bundle you got for $8. $8.
That was the $12.99 one, the bundle.
I don't remember. I think it was $8 for me. Let's just say $8, but it was $8. Let's say Disney Plus. And by the way, commercial free.
Yes.
No ads.
Yes.
No ads. So recently, if you guys remember, they made a 2 tiers. They made an ad-free tier and they made an ad tier. So if you stood with the ad tier, you kept the same price you were paying, whatever that was, $12, let's just say. If you had the ad-free, it was $15 or something like that. It wasn't high. So they are jumping up October 17th to $16 for ad-free, which is a $2 jump. And if you have like Hulu and all that stuff, it's $6 more. So the question,
$20.
Does that include the new Max? Because they're bundling together. Does that include Max as well?
No. This is just Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN. And it is without ads. It's $19.
Yeah, $20 a month is basically what everybody's going to be going to.
So Moose, I don't remember. You don't have Disney Plus no more, do you?
No, I still do. That's the only thing I still have at Disney right now.
Oh, I thought you got rid of it.
Should I?
At this point, man. I looked at this and I'm like, wow, and it seems like it's like every other year. When will it stop, man? Apparently, I personally haven't learned.
I think I paid $350 a month for all streaming.
That includes Tubi and Pluto.
Yeah. So just so you know, the Disney Hulu Max bundle is $30.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
I get Max.
But you get to take Max off of your streaming if you do already. So I
think Max. I think I get Max for free too.
You get it free too. Yeah, I get it for free. I don't remember the last time I even paid for Max. I don't think I've ever paid for Max.
I think I paid for it originally when it came out.
Yeah, and then they said we're gonna give it to you free because we changed the name.
Yeah. No, I think I did.
I pay for it. So
you pay for it?
I do pay for Max. Yeah.
Really?
Hey, you don't know nobody with a password?
Can you?
Yeah, I got Game Guys. I'll send it to you.
Okay. Sweet.
No, you don't have your own. Who's your cell carrier?
T-Mobile.
That. Hey. Sometimes you get it. Sometimes you don't.
You got to switch for that, man.
No, I'm not switching for that. No, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Pay for Max.
But I still get a better deal on the phone carrier.
Listen, I just think that this is ridiculous with the streaming. It just, I complain about it all the time. I probably won't change anything about it. Probably gonna keep paying for it. It's almost like taxes on your check. You complain about it, but it just comes off.
Well, because part of the problem is that say you go back to cable, you don't get the same things, and you don't get to. It's not on demand as you'd like.
Is cable still working? Are they just have cable channels?
They still have cable, yeah.
Is it really? Is there really? Let me tell you something. There's 3 things in the universe that were decreed at the time the universe was created that will happen.
Okay.
The first one is death. The second is taxes, and the third is paying for streaming services. Those are the things that you will always do. There's just no question. It was
oh my goodness, you're absolutely right on that.
Eternal decreed that. Listen, I don't know. I guess at some point in time we got to pull the plug. I think I'm going back. Hey, by the way, on Amazon through the deal to like Amazon Prime Day or whatever. One of the things that I ordered was I already have Lord of the Rings on Blu-ray, or 4K or whatever, right? Whatever they put it on.
You have it on DVD. You have it on Blu-ray. You have it on what was the red one? HD.
This one is like the extended trailer, the extended play, and I'm like
extended version.
You got me. I'll put it in the cart. Yeah, I'll take another 25, please. And so I did it. I did it again. I think it was like $25. So it was a great deal, whatever it was.
Of course it was.
And so I ordered that. So my point is back to streaming. I'm gonna find a way to record all these things that I'm gonna stream, all these things, record it, and then I'm gonna burn it onto a disc or a drive, and then I'm gonna shut down the streaming, and then I'm done with it.
No, you're not.
That's called LimeWire. Oh my goodness.
His streaming is going to be like his unboxed stuff in his room. That'll never end.
Well, Magic Mike, I have to agree with him a little bit.
Is there any more person to person like transfers, or is there any more?
You mean P2P?
Yeah, P2P. Yeah. Is there any more? Is it a thing? I don't know if it's a thing anymore.
Hey, Google it and tell me what happens.
I'm afraid of that.
Click on something.
I don't know. I don't know if there's anything like that out there. Like is there what was it called? It was called like what was it? What was it called? It was called like P2P is that the thing, but it's come on.
You're in the tech world. This is your realm. I know it as just the name that everybody else knows, like LimeWire. And,
no. You would download. You would go through, and you would have a search, and it would go to. I can't believe Game Guide, you're doing this to me.
Listen, I'm trying to help you out here, man. I'm trying to help you out.
Torrent. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
oh
sorry. See,
I haven't heard.
It took me a minute. I was like,
yeah.
Wow. I haven't heard that in so long.
Anymore. Like, do torrents exist anymore? Really?
You know what? Wow. You know what? And I remember there used to be a site called Torrents.
Yes. You know that's down.
No, they still have a search engine for it.
Well, don't
click
do
on
that.
Yeah. Hold on.
Don't do it.
I got a Mac.
Well, you're fine. And he's off.
Man. No, I don't think it. I don't think it is. I really. Oh, we lost him.
Sorry, it just
he clicked on it too.
All right. No, I didn't. That was just Game Guy clicking on it. And that's what happened to me.
Speaking of things unneeded, we did just see it. Said speaking of things unneeded, talking about some of these streaming services we'd like to not have them anymore.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the new trailer for Dune, the Prophecy, the TV series?
Really? Is that the way you're gonna do this?
That's why I'm gonna bring it in, man.
Wow.
Is that wow? Hey, talk about a punch in the gut and trip them. Yeah.
Hey. Okay, so Dune Prophecy has a trailer. You're saying to me that unneeded. You're saying you don't need this.
I don't need this. As I watch this trailer, there's nothing there for me that I want to know more about the Dune story, because I believe it's before, right? I would call it a prequel.
A prequel is what it looks like, yeah.
And I have no desire for that, none whatsoever.
Listen, Moose,
it doesn't even look good as a trailer.
Hey, there's a reason why this guy doesn't do transitions. I just want you to know that because that was a vicious transition.
No, see, I could have said this trailer was trash.
Well, I think you get more clicks. I disagree with you, Magic Mike. I actually thought this trailer, and it is a trailer. I think it gave me more than the movies gave me. And here's the reason why. I think the movies focus so much on the artistic piece and the big grandeur of what the sceneries look like that I think it got lost. and I think the backgrounds and the environments kind of swallowed up the actual movie itself. That's my personal opinion. I think that I wasn't a fan of the first one. I know Moose was. Second one, I don't recall what your stance was on it, but I thought the second one was just the same as the first. But I think the show is actually where you're going to get story content and good stuff. So I thought the trailer was great. I look forward to it.
I man, I hate to agree with Game God here, but I thought the trailer was pretty good. I thought it was telling a story that we hadn't seen, and it looked like it had something to offer. The downside, this is me hedging my bets. The downside of the trailer to me was it looked like Star Wars. What was the one we just saw that I stopped watching?
Oh,
The Acolyte.
The Acolyte. It looked like the Acolyte. Like we had the sisters with this magic and the thread and the strings and shoestrings and tie them in knots and we had power. I don't like. I was. That's just kind of my take on it. It kind of looked like that a little bit, and I was like, I don't know. Why'd they go this route? Now, who had it first? Who did it better?
Who did it better? That's exactly what I was going to say.
Who wore it better?
Like Dune did, honestly.
Yeah.
So if I had to pick one that I was going to watch with it, it'd be Dune, not Star Wars.
Yeah, I just think that there's if done right. I hope that's not everything. I hope
If done right, I love it.
Hey, we got to make sure we put all those disclaimers in.
Yeah.
I really do think that this could be something good. They look like they spend money on it. But I think that every show now spends money on to look good.
Listen, if you're going to go down that road, if done right, it could be good. A lot of things could be good. A lot of things could be done right. You got to judge it by the trailer because that's what we're talking about. So judging by the trailer for me, no, I know you said you liked it, but I'm just saying you can't just continue down that and then all of a sudden it's, well, it didn't do it right if you don't like it. Here's what I'm telling you right now. I think when it after it comes out, we're going to watch it and we're all going to go, yeah, it just wasn't that good. I couldn't.
No, hold on.
Enjoy it. I think that's what's going to happen.
First of all, why are you hating? That's first of all I want to say.
I know that's your position typically. I get it. You don't want me to step on your toes there.
Yeah, why are you hating if done right? But it has to be said if done right because we did go off the trailer and the trailer looks great, right?
Then say that. Then say you think it's going to be really good, but don't say if done right. That's so easy to say for anything that comes out. Come
Moose,
on,
help me out here, Moose. Help me out here.
You can't ask for Moose because he says it for everything.
I say it for everything. So I understand where you're coming from, Gabe God. Now it's your turn.
Yeah,
you have to fight this
but it's true.
Moose, every time he says this trailer was trash, we're going to just say, well, if it's done right, it'll be good. That's what we're going to say.
And you know what? I would say you're right. You're right. But I just think that.
Hey, step up, man. Step up, take a position.
It's pretty.
You're not Moose. Step up, take a position.
I'm trying. No, the series is going to be good. I'm telling you right now. Mark it, timestamp it. You got the timestamp there, Moose. This series will be a hit. It'll actually, I think it'll do better than the movies. So that's what I'm predicting.
No, definitely not going to do better than movies. You can forget about that. That's a ridiculous statement. And yes. I don't think it's gonna, if it's done right. All I'm saying is that it looks pretty good, and there could be a story there. I just don't like maybe there is something to it. Maybe it's going to be great. I just don't think so.
Well, here's something that's not great, right? I'm gonna use a Magic Mike line. Here's something that's not great. Game Informer.
Oh, and yeah, I know
that.
Hey, don't get us booted.
Game Informer. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry.
33 years. So if you don't know what Game Informer is a gaming magazine.
Oh, it's not a song. Okay, gotcha. All right.
It was close. A gaming magazine that's been around for 33 years.
Okay.
It was one of the last magazines publications that were out.
Yeah, you don't see them anymore, right? You don't see those magazines, the gaming.
You don't. It was the last bit. Well, last week, GameStop, which is I guess who pays them, right? Mm-hmm. Just pulled the plug, just shut them down. And just to kind of let you know how it went, there was 13 employees, right? So that's all there was for Game Informer. Wow. 13 employees were laid off on the spot. and the next magazine issue, which was nearly complete, will never be finished. So it was just a complete shutdown. One day you're allowed to say they're allowed to give them some tweets, and then the next day they pulled the whole tweets down and all the library, and it doesn't even exist online. If you go to look it up, it's no longer on the computer.
Wow.
And just for everybody out there, so nobody thinks I'm cold like Game God. I was laughing at the way Game God presented that, and he's just like, and they all go the same day. It's unfortunate, but here's what I would ask you guys, because you say this is bad news. When's the last time you picked up a Game Informer magazine and read it? Anything.
Every time I go into a GameStop.
About a week ago when I found one in the box that I had.
That doesn't count. When's the last time you got one? You bought one already?
I think it had like Laura Croft on the front, Tomb Raider, from the PS2. Like that's the last time. So not very often. Not very often.
Yeah, and now and that's when you sell this one too. Now are you going to sell your?
I'm good. Yeah,
this time.
Well, and listen, I get it, right? Publications are not the main thing of people reading. Like, there's no one looks for magazines, right? Yeah. So I do get that. I just think that they could have transitioned them into all digital, right, or something like that. I think there was still some merit, some value.
Is there really though?
That's my point.
Hold on a second. If not as a magazine, right? But if you took the same 13 employees and put them in and had them work on a web page or contribute to a web page or contribute to.
I got GPT for that. I don't even need the.
Oh man!
So you were sitting at that table when you made the decision with GameStop. Okay, I got you.
Listen, here's the deal. I love gaming magazines, but I liked it when they had code in the gaming magazines that you had to type in. Like, here, try this, and then you get to type in your own code, and then you run that program, and then it inevitably failed because something wasn't published right in this code, and you had to figure out, oh no, I had to go refine the code that's in the magazine. Do you remember this? Do you remember how this used to work?
Yeah, I do.
Have the disc inside where they would have a demo of something, like a demo game or whatever.
Remember the magazine PC Gamer? It was in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I say a disc. It could have been, a 3 1/4, a 5 3 1/2, 5 1/4. Could have been.
And that's when the magazines were like textbooks.
Oh yeah,
they were thick.
And then they went to a thumb drive.
Listen, I remember when I used to go to the store looking for the latest issue, knowing what day it came out.
Yeah.
And then you knew it was a great issue when it came in a plastic bag and you couldn't open it.
Yeah,
right? So you're like, oh man, it's some good stuff. The fold out cover, you had an extended cover, so you get like,
Or if you're Mad Magazine, you had a fold in cover.
Oh yes, the fold.
Yes. The fold you had to fold in, and it would make the picture. Anyway,
absolutely. But I think it was a great publication. I hate to see that's history going. 33 years is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah,
I mean, we're just as long as we've been doing
it like that though, because and especially in a time where retro is super cool. All things retro is super cool. I don't think that's going anywhere. I think that's going to continue to be the case. No different than I'm going to pick something that's not sci-fi related, but obviously I can pick something sci-fi related, like gaming. Retro gaming is just huge. Everything retro artwork, huge. Retro travel. Like it's a thing now. If you want to pay the highest prices, you get to go on a train.
Yes, I know.
These are the most expensive ways to travel is a train, and it's like super in to do it, and it is because it's not getting done as often as it once was, and so this is retro, but it's super cool and it's super posh to do it, and I love it. I love it. I've always liked it.
I love how you use the word posh. Very good.
Yeah, incorrectly.
That was my name. That was one of my words I had to slip in tonight. That was on my list. So
good job.
Check.
Thank you.
He's leading right now, Magic Mike.
Yeah. I got more points than you.
Yeah, Game Gods was, if they do it right, his was a phrase, so he got one of them in there.
Yeah. No, my word was
King 1, 2. I don't know if you play that game. All right, here we go. Well, yeah, you're right. Game Informer, down the tubes. Wow. Well, I'm saying, listen.
Hey.
What do you do? What do you do? I mean,
clockwise or counterclockwise? Which way did it go?
Just like Dune Prophecy.
Clockwise. We're north of the equator, so it goes clockwise.
Okay. I just want to make sure if you knew that.
South of the equator goes counterclockwise. I don't know if that's true or not. I just, but I've heard that all my life.
Who's not the science guy?
I've never been south of the equator, so I can't tell you whether it goes counterclockwise or not. If you flush it's not even a flush. You could just do a regular, just turn on the faucet. Which way does it go down the
turn on the what?
The faucet.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something else.
No.
Faucet. Doesn't sound like you said turn on the faucet.
What's the difference?
Faucet.
Turn on the faucet. You turn on the faucet, see which way it goes down the hole.
What are we doing? We podcast.
I don't know what we're talking about. All right. Well, this is it, man. This is it. You guys talk to us. Yeah. What else? Anything else, Magic Mike? You got the last word?
Nothing else. Posh is the word.
Cool. I just came back. All right. We do this again next week, next Tuesday, 9 p.m. I guess we got a bit to talk about the ending of House of Dragon. We got to talk about that and whatever else that comes up. Go share this podcast with somebody you love or somebody you hate. We'll see you next time.
I was just leaving. Da-da-da-da.
Nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert.
You've been listening to Podcast for Sci-Fi with Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike. Nerds have more fun. If it's anything sci-fi, we're talking about it. We had fun, and we hope you did too. We have to split, but we'll be back soon. In the meantime, hit us up at podcast4sci-fi.com. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Come to life.